Hi, welcome to Gemini Star Spiritual Wellness. Thank you for joining me today. I'm excited that you're here with me for this video. So today's video is our weekly tarot reading, check-in of the energies for August 17th through the 23rd of 2025. And at the end of the week on the 23rd, we will be going into Virgo season. So I want to wish a happy birthday to all the Virgos out there. It's coming into your season. So let's go ahead and see what's going on with the energies for the week. And this reading is for the collective, so it's for everybody who's watching or who will watch the reading. And as always, take what resonates and leave behind what doesn't, because it might not resonate with everybody who's watching. And as always, please hit the like button so that other people will get to see this reading. It will send it out to more people if you do that. And then please hit subscribe so that you'll see future videos that I put out. So I just want to let you know, I think coming up, the next video after this will be the how to clear your chakras. That will be the end of the chakra series that I did, chakra information series. And I just want to announce that about the middle of September, I will start adding weekly element readings as well to the channel. So I'm always, I'm going to continue to grow and do more readings and do more videos for everybody to get information out there for you all. So let's see what is going on with the collective. What is the energy of the collective for August 17th through the 23rd, 2025? What is going to be the energy for the collective? Okay, one more shuffle. I like to do a good shuffle. All right, I think we got it. And I know the energies have been really intense. Like this past week, I was having a lot of physical symptoms, ascension symptoms going on, third eye activation, like random pains in my head, and lots of like I've had heart palpitations, things like that. And I don't have any heart issues, but just weird things like that. And plus issues with my sleep, like not sleeping real well. But we just got out of Mercury retrograde. And then we had the 8A portal, Lionsgate portal. So there was a lot going on, but the energy has been intense. So we've got the Death card, Temperance, Three of Cups, the Devil, ooh, Ten of Pentacles, Four of Pentacles, and Justice. So we've got four major arcanas in this reading, and it's not a big layout. So that tells me there's a lot of powerful energy that's going to be coming in this week. It's probably going to be another week, another week of powerful energy that we've been experiencing. And because that's a lot of energy for such a small layout to have four major arcanas. So coming into the middle of the month of April, coming into the week of the 17th, we're kind of in I feel like the collective, we've gotten out of this heavier energy with the Lionsgate, with, the Mercury retrograde and all the stuff going on. There's also a lot going on with Saturn. And it's kind of like we're in a lighter energy and we're in a kind of a celebratory, happy mood. And that's the energy we have going into the week of the 17th. So we're kind of happy, we're excited. It's like a lighter energy, not feeling as heavy, which is good. But in our current energy as a collective, a lot of us are going through some major transitions in our life, some major endings and beginnings. And I know this card says death and it looks kind of scary, but if you look behind the horse back in the corner, other side, you'll see that little sun back there. So I always see the death card as it's a transitional card. So you're going from endings and new beginnings. So that sun to me represents the new beginning that's coming in, but you're ending something. Because if you also notice you've got the horse underneath the horse, there's a guy laying there. I suppose he's dead. It's hard to tell in the card. He's like laying there, but he definitely looks dead. So it's kind of like you're walking away, you're leaving the old behind, going into new. So endings and new beginnings. And I feel like, this is for the whole collective globally. So I feel like there's a lot of people that are going through this right now, endings and new beginnings. And it could be anything. It could be endings with a career path, endings with relationships, or friendships, beginning of new career paths, beginning of new relationships, romantic or friendships or family members, anything like that. And it could also be ending, ending something and starting a new hobby. It could be something like that as well. But a lot of majority of the collectives going through some type of ending and new beginning going into this. And this is the current energy. So going, into this week, um, during this week. And then we also have Temperance. So this card is very important card to me. And coming in, it's like coming along with the Death card. So it's telling us that even though we have these endings and new beginnings, it's divinely guided. So you just have to have patience during this transition period because it's all in divine timing. And also, like the Death card, you remember there's a sun in the background. If you look at this one, see there's a little sun there too, and there's like a little path leading up to the sun. So it's like the divine's got our back, and everything's going to happen in divine timing for us. And it's going to be like an ending of like I said, letting go of the past, bringing the new, but it's divine. It's part of the divine plan for each one of us. And it's part of, um, it's part of in divine timing too. It's going to happen in divine timing. It's part of the divine path for each one of us. And we are being watched over and guided by, angels, archangels, extra, like when I say extraterrestrials, but, off-worlders is what I call them, higher dimensional beings watching over and protecting us during this transition. So I'm hearing, so it's not just, okay, it's not just personally. So it's people are personally going through this transition in their life. Like I said, endings of jobs. But I feel as a collective, it's ending of what I'm hearing is like old systems, old organizations, old way of doing things, old belief systems. So it's both. It's going to affect us on a personal level, but it's also going to affect us as a grand collective in our belief, ending of belief systems as a collective, ending of systems as a collective, ending of organizations that have affected the collective, because those old ways of doing things are no longer going to serve us as we're shifting into the new earth energy. So we have to let those old systems go. We have to let those old beliefs go, those old organizations go. And it's all part of the divine plan for this to happen on the collective level, whether it's in your personal life or, if it's in as a global, on a global level. It's all part of the plan. So the divine has got this all figured out. He's in control. He's in charge. Everything's happening as it's meant to, and it is all going to basically fall into place as it's meant to. Divine plan is happening as it's meant to, and it's divinely guided. And we have archangels, angels, and other dimensionals and off-worlders helping us personally, but it's also they're helping us globally. So they're helping humans, humankind. They're here for us to assist us on a global level with this transition, because this transition is going to be here, quite, hold on, quite like upsetting. It can be upsetting and shocking for humans to let go of these old things, but they're there to help make this transition easier. So these off-worlders, um, other dimensionals, angels, archangels, they're all here. These entities, they're all, benevolent entities. They're all here to help us with this transition and to fulfill the divine plan of the one infinite creator, to fulfill his plan, but also to assist us in the process. So they're serving humans, but also serving divine as well. So don't be afraid, because they're there to assist us, personally in your personal life, but also on a global level. Because I'm keep feeling and seeing, I'm seeing both individual, and they're showing me big, like globally. I'm hearing that too. So the but we have to be careful, because the atmosphere during this transition is this, the devil. So it's going to be low vibrational. This is low vibrational toxic energy. And I feel like this is why the divine is sending in the angels, archangels, and the benevolent entities, higher dimensionals and stuff to assist us, because this is the old systems. This is the old energy of the old earth that we're leaving. And it's trying to hold us back. So the dark side that loves this type of low vibrational energy, they want to keep us in this low vibrational energy. They do not want us to go to that higher vibrational earth, because they lose their power and control when we do, and they lose their ability to have any effect on the planet. So they're trying to keep us in that negative energy. So just be careful, because that's what the atmosphere is going to be of this transition this week. So be careful, be mindful of that. Try to keep your vibration high. Ask the divine for help, ask our angels, archangels for assistance, to help you with this if you're struggling with low vibrational. So low vibrational energy would be like self-centeredness, anger, um, having ill will towards others, not having love in your heart towards others. And being just in that very nasty low vibrational energy. So they're going to work overtime, the dark side, during this week. They're going to start working hard. Well, they already have been working hard, but they're going to try hard to keep people in that low vibrational energy, whether it's through um, information that's put out that's not accurate or true, but trying fear. Fear. That's what's coming to me. Fear and anger, trying to keep people in that lower vibrational energy of fear. So they're really going to work hard on this week, the dark side, because they don't want us to be successful in this transition. So they're going to do everything they can to keep us in that lower vibration, whether it's putting out information that's not true to install fear, to keep us in control, to make us panic or have anxiety. That's what they want. So just remember, the dark side has lost. They don't have the power and control they used to, and they're desperate. So they're going to do anything they can to keep the global collective in a low vibrational place, because it's kind of like, when you have an animal that's scared and it's cornered, it's going to lash out because it has nothing left. That's kind of what's going on with the dark side. But don't worry, because the light is in charge. The light has already won on every timeline, but we're just watching it. We're just watching it happen out. We're just watching it play out in the lower dimensions, but it's already won. The light's already won on every level. So don't worry about it. I mean, the divine plan will happen. But they're going to try their best to have as much influence negatively as they can in the process while we go through this process, through this transition. So from the ending to the new beginning of so just make sure that you try to keep your vibration high and stay in this energy. Because remember, coming into this week, the collective was in this happy celebratory energy, this higher vibrational energy. So stay in that energy as best you can. And if you feel you're struggling next, the week of the 17th through the 23rd, remember, ask for divine assistance. They're always there to help us. They're always there with us. So just ask, and they'll be there to assist. But going in the in the near future, even though we had the devil energy there and the dark side's really trying, and it could be, okay, I'm sorry, I'm jumping ahead. But I have a lot of downloads coming in right now. But also, I need to tell you, it's not just globally they're going to be affecting the dark side. They'll also be trying to affect you in your personal lives as well. So this goes both your personal life and on a global collective scale, but personally too, that I'm told to tell you personally too, that they will try to disrupt your high vibration. They'll try to keep you in that low vibrational energy in your personal life. And remember, the dark side can also work through, family and friends to try to get to you. They're very sneaky, so they can try to do that as well. So just be mindful of that. And you might want to smudge your house extra this week, or take, I'm hearing, extra salt baths, or work with crystals to help, boost your vibration, to help keep you in a happy vibrational place. Because the best way to fight the dark side and lower vibrational energies and entities is to keep your vibration in a high level because they won't be able to touch you that way. You're going to be your light and your high vibration and frequency is way stronger than theirs is. So if you keep yourself in that high level of vibration frequency, they are not going to be able to mess with you. That's a good way to keep them away from you. So I'm just being told to tell you that this week to make sure that you're mindful that this goes for both globally collective of humans, but also on a personal level as well. That they can come at you as well this week. Um, but looking into the near future for the collective, we're going into a nice, look how strong that is, 10 of Pentacles. So the 10 of Pentacles is the highest you can get, without going into the court cards. But it's that's a really good card. Look how happy. See, they're happy in the card, and so we're going into the 10 of Pentacles, and I think it's going to be abundance for all of us as a collective. So I'm not just talking material abundance, but abundance in health, abundance in love, abundance in all things, not just money. But there will be that. And I remember in a couple, I don't remember if this was a monthly video or if it was a weekly, but I remember very strongly there was for a couple weeks there was this theme of things being like, as these old systems and organizations get destroyed or end, right? There's this whole a lot of like wealth is going to be redistributed. So it's like, but it's going to happen in like little steps. I remember that. It's not going to be like one big lump of money is dropped on everybody, but it's going to be like certain taxes will be done away with, or some new programs will be established to help people that are in need. And it's going to be like this redistribution of wealth because the dark side that was hoarding the wealth is no longer going to have access to it. And now we're going to be able to spread it out to everybody. So everybody on the planet is going to have abundance, and it'd be more abundant. And I feel like in the near future, that's what we're going to. But when I say abundance, I just don't mean like money. Like I said, I'm talking about, abundance in health, more access to newer technologies with health, more access to, things that can help us that way, more access to technologies that help daily living for humans to make daily living easier and better. Things like that. That's what I mean. So it's kind of like that's coming in. But I remember that there was a trend with there was an energy with the readings in the past where it was these things are kind of like trickling in, they're going to be coming in. But I feel like in the near future, the speed of it coming in is going to pick up. It might have been trickling like in the past, a couple months, but now it's going to be more. It's going to start coming in faster in the near future where we're going to see those changes and that abundance coming in for the collective. And again, it can happen on your personal level as well. Seeing abundance in your personal life as well. So I keep feeling with this reading, there's a duality of, affecting our personal lives, but also affecting everybody on the planet at the same time. I keep getting that. Um, so for the advice I have for the collective, so I've got the Four of Pentacles in Justice. You can see that. So it's got the Justice and Four of Pentacles. So it's like there's been kind of this sense of insecurity within the collective, like wanting to hold on to what you have. And that's because everything seems kind of crazy and out of whack because of the energy. So it's kind of like, we don't know what's coming at us next. So there's a sense of like anxiety where you want to hold on to everything. But we don't need to, because justice is coming in. And I feel divine justice is what I'm getting strongly right now. Divine justice is coming in to allow this to happen in the near future. So we don't have to be panicked and, holding on to everything, I mean, of course, do make smart choices, but I just mean like there's not going to be this anxiety and fear of having to hold everything and keep it so close because we're insecure. That's the word I want to say. We're insecure about the situation of the world or what, in our personal life or whatever. So we want to kind of hoard everything to us, but we don't need to because divine justice is coming in. Divine justice is coming in, and that's why we're going through the process of transition, of endings and new beginnings, because those old belief systems, those old systems, those old organizations no longer are going to serve us because they were this lower vibrational. They're no longer going to serve us. So divine justice is going to come in and it's going to intervene. The divine's intervening. It's going to intervene to allow this to come for the global collective. Um, and like I said, I feel like this is a trickle in the last couple months. I feel like this is going to speed up in the fall going into next year more and more. And especially 26, I feel like 26, there's going to be a lot of stuff coming out that's going to help humankind, help humanity. But, so don't panic. Don't be afraid. Don't have anxiety this week. Just remember to stay strong. If you feel like you're struggling with fear, with anxiety, panic, anything like that, just remember, just ask the divine for assistance. And they will be there to, divine will be there as far, especially, your angels, archangels, your spirit guides, they will be there to assist you, to help you, get into a better place. One thing I do, and I just want to add this real quick before I close the video out and end the reading, but one thing I do when I start getting really anxious is, and you can do this anywhere, and it's one of those things you can do anywhere. It's great. Is I just kind of do a breathing exercise. If I feel kind of overwhelmed or I start getting like anxious or have anxiety, I'll just start, kind of doing a breathing exercise, just breathing in through the nose and like out through the mouth, and it really does make a difference, and it really does help me calm down. Another technique that I use is if I'm feeling kind of, had a couple rough days, I'm having a lot of anxiety, or I'm feeling like some fear or something like that I've been struggling with for a couple days, I will do a meditation where I visualize the purple flame in front of me. Saint Germain is the one that's in charge of the purple flame, and I'll see it in front of me, and I visualize myself pulling that fear out of me and pushing it into the purple flame. Um, or and the same with anxiety. And as I push it in, it's like, you see it go like kind of, because the flame isn't hot to touch, but like you see it kind of burn up in the flame. And I know, and I know it works because I always feel so much better when I do both of those things, the breathing technique and the purple flame. So those are two techniques you can use if you start feeling, kind of like overwhelmed with anxiety or fear. Um, and also remember that fear is an illusion. It's an illusion of our mind, of our egoic mind. So just keep that in mind, that, we've been trained to have fear, but it's not really there. It's just an illusion. So just keep that in mind as well, that it's not really, there's nothing to be afraid of. It's all an illusion. And there really isn't, because even if things might seem crazy and overall, it seems like it's overwhelming, just remember that there is, a divine plan in place. So there's really nothing to fear, because the divine is going to be guiding us through this process. I mean, everything's working out the way it's meant to. It's all been planned out. It's all working out the way it should. And we have divine help too. So there's really nothing to be afraid of. But it's a process we have to go through as humans to learn how to release that fear and not let it control us, because we've been programmed and controlled by fear for so long, for centuries and generations, that it's like embedded in us. So it's like going to take a long time to really learn how to release that and not let us control us or have a negative effect on, just get rid of it and not let it have a negative effect on us. So that's what I have. I mean, this is a really deep, intense reading, and Like I said, we had the four major arcanas in this, so I'm not surprised it was deep. But it looks like, the 17th or the 23rd is going to be a lot of strong energy coming in. But just keep in mind, we've got divine justice and we got this. So it's like we've got some good things coming in here. That's going to help us get through this energy. So just hang in there. And thank you so much for joining me for this reading. I'm excited that you're here with me. So I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.